We are so pleased to have back on set Ed Thorne, who is the town administrator for the town of Pembroke. Welcome back, Ed.
Julie, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to have Ed here with lots of info. We just had our town meeting, we just had town elections, and we are now looking forward to this summer. So let's talk about the things that are going to be happening in Pembroke for this summer, starting with a grant for the ADA transition plan.
Yeah, we received a couple of grants when we entered into the Community Compact program back in January. And one of the best practices that we looked at was having a long-range forecast model for our finance department, and we've finished that project. And the second one was an ADA transition plan, and this is something that a lot of communities put together. What it does is it goes out and surveys all town buildings, school buildings, our parks, beaches, whatever, and they do a survey of it, and they kind of like categorize things from a handicap accessibility standpoint. And the plan is put together, and then they have recommendations as to what you should do. For instance, one of the things that we've already done at town meeting was we funded the purchase of handicap ramps and mats for beaches, so that
which is wonderful.
Folks,
because it's so hard on the beach to be able
absolutely,
to.
if you're in a wheelchair,
anyone in a wheelchair, forget it.
Absolutely,
right.
And so you know, we purchased those through CPC money at town meeting. So that's one of the things we can check off the list when we do the ADA plan. But what the ADA plan does is makes the town eligible for future projects for construction of handicap accessible projects at our parks and town
public buildings, right? That's wonderful.
Right.
Now we also got a $119,000 grant to do with the computer systems. So talk about that.
Yeah, this is a competitive grant statewide in the Community Compact program. Again, it was a best practice that we decided to go after. This computer system will merge the town accountant's office with the school department. A lot of people don't realize that actually all the teacher and paraprofessional and custodians and the school side, all their paperwork is done by town government. Their payroll,
because they
accounts payable, and all that.
Basically work for the town, right?
Even though we had two separate systems and worked well, we saw the need to merge the systems, and we were fortunate. The whole project is going to cost about $150,000, and we were fortunate to get from the Community Compact program $119,700 for the purchase of the equipment. So that was a great thing for us.
So talk about, for people who don't understand what the Community
Compact
program is, can you just explain that?
Well, this was something that was initiated by the governor in January 2015. And I think now they've got every town and city on board, all 351 communities. I think we were like number 320 or something like that. But anyway, it's a great situation where you sign up for these programs and you get some grants right away. And then after that, after this third year, then it becomes very competitive. And then you know, like I said, you're competing with other cities and towns in the state. But
it's giving you seed money for a lot of these
And
projects that you need to do.
it's a great incentive for a community to enter into it.
Sure.
You know, we received 2 grants right off the get-go, and then the third one we got was the one I just talked about.
Yeah.
And so we're looking forward to being in the program from now on.
That's excellent. Okay. $100,000 grant for parking at the Herring Run and a fish ladder.
Yeah,
What's that from?
That was an earmark from Senator DiMacedo's office.
Thank you, Vinny.
That we got, absolutely. And it's for park improvements at the Herring Run and for the creation and construction of a fish ladder to help with the herring. As most of us know in Pembroke, you know, the Herring Run Park is home to the Herring Run. And, you know, that's the one of the most visible of the situations where the herring pass through Pembroke. You know, they come in from the ocean up the North River, and they, as I say, hang a left turn in Pembroke, and come through Pembroke, and they end up spawning on Oldham Pond. So
which is really important.
Literally journey throughout the center of Pembroke.
Wonderful. Okay, and that'll pay for the parking and the Herring Run fish ladder upgrade.
That's correct.
Perfect. Now let's talk about swimming and the summer activities that go on in Pembroke.
It's that time of year. So June 24th we'll kick off our lifeguards being at the various beaches. They'll be taking applications for the swim program, which all kicks off officially on July the 2nd.
Which, how many students? Do you know how many people we have involved?
You know, we average around 150 a
Which
year.
is great.
It really
Great.
is a tremendous program. And
all the parents just speak so highly about it.
yeah, and we have it at both Little Sandy on Woodbine Avenue and Town Landing Beach, the main beach at Wampatuck Street. So we're looking forward to a nice, clear,
Yes.
fun summer and not have any problems with blue-green algae.
Yes,
like
let's
we
hope
did.
not. Yeah, let's hope not. And if we have a summer, we've had so much rain and so much really weird weather this spring. Also, July 2nd is when the beach is actually open.
Right. And, you know, all the, Amy Hill, who's the director of the lifeguards, you know, has put together the program again, and they have, her staff is on ready to go.
Yep.
A lot of them are college kids, so hopefully
which is wonderful. Have them home for the summer.
And it's a great job for them, and they enjoy it, and it's been a great program for the last 15 years or so.
And it will continue on. So a couple things in our last couple of minutes that happened at town meeting. The Proposition 2.5 override was defeated at the ballot.
That's
correct. It was passed at town meeting. Can you just explain a little bit, because that was kind of confusing to people who were at town meeting and then people who went to the ballot, and because they had two very different outcomes.
Well, unfortunately, it failed at the ballot box by 54 to 46 margin, which means that it wouldn't be a bad idea to go back and really do a better job of you know, publicizing that and showing a need for the additional police officers, firefighters,
and money for paving,
and $300,000 for street paving.
Right. So that was approved by all of us who went to town meeting.
Correct.
Quite significantly.
Yeah, it was pretty much a slam dunk.
Yeah, it was
at town
pretty
meeting.
much unanimous. But then when people went to the ballot box.
Yeah, it's always a different question because you know, people are in the privacy of the voting booth. A lot of people, you know, you're talking about 2,100 people that voted, which is about 17% of the total registered voters, which is a kind of low turnout.
Yes,
but
that was
it
quite
was
a low
Saturday, and it was a nice day, and you know, people just weren't that interested, unfortunately.
Yeah.
As opposed to the 200 people that were at town meeting.
Right.
So it, you know, it was a different cast of characters that you know, cast their votes on Saturday as opposed to that Tuesday night.
Yep. People should get involved in their town. They should pay attention to what's going on. They should attend town meeting. They should attend meetings. They should watch meetings. The information is important. And
and it just seems to be, unfortunately, a sign of the times nationwide.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's
you know,
in all our
everybody's
towns.
very busy.
Yep.
You know, people get involved in local government when they need the garbage picked up,
right? Something specific for them. Yeah.
You know, the plows, you know, coming down their street in the middle of a snowstorm. But other than, you know, having to use fire and police, they probably have very little dealings with local government, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's too
on
bad.
a daily basis.
Well, we'll work to change that.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Ed. Till next time.